In game theory and behavioral economics, there's a popular game called the ultimatum game, and it goes like this. They bring in two players, you and me, and they give you a sum of money, and you're supposed to offer to split that money with me. Now I can either accept or reject your offer. If I accept your offer, then we split the money as per your offer. If I reject it, then you get nothing and I get nothing.
Nothing? Nothing.
So for example, they give you $100. You offer to split it with me 50-50. If I accept, then you get $50 and I get $50. If I reject the offer, you get $0 and I get $0.
Zero!
Simple. Or another example, they give you $100. You offer me a 70-30 split. If I accept your offer, then you get $70, I get to keep $30. If I reject your offer, then you get $0 and I get $0.
$0.
Okay, so you don't have to split it 50-50. You can offer whatever split you want. Also note that there is no negotiation, there's no back and forth, there's no counter offer on my part. I cannot try to persuade you. As the name suggests, it's an ultimatum game. So you give me an ultimatum. Here's the offer, take it or leave it. And I can either respond by saying I accept or I reject. Okay, so it's not a negotiation, it's a one-time thing. Now let's raise the stakes a little. Imagine they give you $100,000. What split would you offer? A natural and fair split would be 50-50. But $100,000 is a lot of money.
A lot of money.
And you're starting to feel a little greedy, aren't you? You greedy viewer. You're thinking, let me offer him a 90-10 split. He would still get $10,000. That's a good sum of money. Surely he would accept it. What should I do? Should I accept your offer? Well, here are my choices. If I accept your offer, I get $10,000. If I reject your offer, I get $0. So I have $10,000 and $0. Which one would I choose? Obviously, I would accept the offer. That's $10,000. Nobody in his right mind turns down free money. That's $10,000. I'll take it. Humans don't turn down money. That's what differentiates us from the animals. So it's a very simple and straightforward decision. I'd have to be crazy to reject this offer. Now it's getting interesting. I'd have to be crazy to turn down the $10,000. Now, if you knew what a reasonable and logical person I am, you would very confidently offer me the 90-10 split. Because any reasonable person, like myself, would accept the $10,000. But what if you thought that I'm an irrational, emotionally unstable, volatile, crazy person? Would you still offer me the 90-10 split? What if I react like this? 90-10? 90-10? This guy thinks he can disrespect me like that and get away with it? He thinks he can treat me unfairly like that and get away with it? I'm supposed to get $50,000. This guy cheated me out of $40,000. I will show him. I'll teach him a lesson. Rejected. 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 Your offer is rejected. Dude, what are you doing? If you reject the offer, you lose $10,000. I don't care. I don't care. I have to teach this guy a lesson. Leave me alone. Rejected. Rejected. Don't touch me. I didn't touch you. If you suspected that I'm such a crazy guy, you wouldn't have offered me the 90-10 split. You would have given me what I wanted, which is the 50-50 split in this case. This reminds me of that man who was going through a very bitter divorce with his nasty wife.
A nasty woman.
And in the United States, upon the divorce, his wife would take 50% of his assets, including his house. So do you know what he did? He sold his house for $10. And he's like, here, take this $5. That's your 50%. A crazy guy.
Crazy!
This is a lose-lose situation. Yes, he hurt his wife. Yes, he taught her a lesson, but he hurt himself as well. This is what we call cutting off your own nose to spite your own face. My friend once had a client who was about to sign a very large deal, but he wanted to make a small change in the terms. Now, normally, the company never entertains such a change, and in fact, their software system doesn't even allow the change to be applied. And frankly, the client shouldn't really make a big deal out of this change because it has a very minimal effect on him. And also, he was in a hurry to sign because they urgently needed the service. In such cases, my friend would normally just stick to his company's standard terms and trust that the client would let it go and sign the agreement, especially since the impact on the client is very minimal and he's in a hurry to finalize the deal. Really, any reasonable client would just let it go and sign the agreement. However, the client seemed to be a little unstable. He seemed a bit of a crazy guy.
Deal is off!
So my friend didn't even dare to test him. Instead, he escalated the request to 3 levels of senior management until he got the exceptional approval. So in life, You often can get what you want if you are crazy. Or to be more precise, if you appear crazy. A few decades ago, it was reported that a leader pounded his shoe on the table while speaking aggressively at the United Nations.
Hello, United Nations.
He looked like a madman. People were shocked. They're like, all right, I don't want to be on this man's bad side. If we don't give in to his demands, God knows what he would do. Crazy guy might blow up the entire world.
I will make world go kaboom.
Later, someone enlarged the photos and noticed that while the leader was pounding his shoe, under the table, he had two shoes on his feet. So here's the leader. He's wearing two shoes, and he has a third shoe in his hand, and he's pounding it on the table. Now, there are two possibilities. Either the brother has 3 feet, which is unlikely. You know, humans typically have 2 feet. Or he brought an extra shoe in his briefcase as a prop. This was not a crazy guy who lost his temper in the heat of the moment and took off his shoe and started pounding it like a lunatic. No, this was a planned, premeditated, fabricated, orchestrated outburst aimed to make him appear crazy to give him more power. Now, I'm not suggesting that you should go around town acting all crazy. No, I mean, appearing crazy does give you an advantage in certain situations, but in the long run, if you develop a reputation for being crazy, it will surely backfire. Nobody likes crazy. Nobody wants to hire crazy. Nobody wants to be business partners with crazy. Nobody wants to be romantic partners with crazy. But what I'm saying is, when dealing with strangers, opponents, enemies, or adversaries, don't let them know how reasonable and logical you are, because they might take advantage of it. You don't necessarily have to act crazy, but at least keep a poker face. Keep them guessing. This way, they'll be more careful when dealing with you, and they'll think twice before rejecting your demands. And this gives you more power in the negotiation. And whenever you deal with a crazy person, remember, they might be pretending to be crazy just to manipulate you. So don't fall for that. And by the way, if you were playing the ultimatum game for $100,000, what kind of split would you offer? And if you were playing the role of the responder, how would you act to ensure that the offerer doesn't give you a low offer? Write it down in the comments below. And like and share and subscribe. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. Now. All right. See you next time. Okay, I should stop before I break the shoe and the chair. Hear those neighbors? These neighbors, come on, man. Stop crying, man. Come on. Stop being noisy. Stop being noisy.